You know, the best way to get over an image of Mikey and his Speedo is to make breakfast very quickly. And we're going to do that for you. A healthy and filling breakfast, it is of paramount importance, and to ensure that we reach our full potential for the day. Now, whether it's work or play, to help you do the most, we've got a delicious stewed fruit breakfast cup recipe coming at you. And layers of spiced and stewed fruit. I'm going to make it very, very salivating now, surrounded by crunchy granola and yogurt. Simple, delicious, filling. So say hello to your new favorite breakfast. I do have somebody who is absolutely incredible at breakfasts. In fact, my hungry husband is something that I follow, and I see all of these recipes coming up. I had to invite Chef Ilam here to take us through it. So Chef Ilam, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so stewed fruit is something that's quite polarizing. Some people don't like stewed fruit at all. Some people are saying, okay, I'll deal with it. What is your final sort of opinion on it?
Well, I think this one, because it's got fresh fruit and a little bit of dried fruit, I think we're going to win people over at home with this recipe. So I'm just going to start with my syrup.
All right.
So I've got some water that I'm putting into the pot. And then I'm adding sugar.
And I know there's a bit of a ratio with that syrup, you know,
yeah,
water
so
to sugar.
usually with ratio with to make a syrup, it's usually 1:1.
Okay,
so
cool.
1 part of sugar to 1 part of water. Then I've got some dried apricots here, and I'm going to add them in now because I want to actually soften them up, and I want them to just like absorb some of that syrup.
So you like rehydrating dried fruit?
Yes.
Look at you. I like it.
Then we've got some cinnamon powder and some ginger powder.
I'm enjoying the fact that the aromatics, they start, because now you know something's cooking in the kitchen. So if you're in another room, you're thinking about it, you're like, hey, something's cooking, what's happening? And then you sit at the kitchen counter waiting for whatever it is you're cooking up. Is that what happens in your home?
Pretty much, yeah.
I thought so. The smells
well,
absolutely
you know, he
incredible.
does help in the kitchen as well.
Does your hubby help?
Yes, he helps me quite a lot, actually.
Rare. You have a good one.
No, he is. He's very special.
And of course, so while we're doing our rehydration, and of course we got our fruit that's ready to go. I love this name of this Clover product. It's called Authenticos. And I'm thinking, like, I feel like I was a part of the naming of it. So there's 2 new delicious Authenticos yogurt flavors. They're now available in 750 grams range. And you've got coconut and apple, hello, and cinnamon involved. And then also today we're making the use of the plain flavor today. So we'll get into where that fits in a second. Rehydrating dried fruit. We also got a couple of fruits on the bench over here. Yeah. What do we have?
So I don't know if you can actually smell that now because it's just starting to boil.
Yes.
So we've got our fresh fruit here that we're going to add in. So we've got some apricots. Just make sure that all the pips and the seeds are out of this.
All right.
And some plums. And then lastly, we're going to add some strawberries.
So these fruits that you've chosen, ideal for this recipe, but can you replace it with something? Could you add peaches? Yeah,
so you can add whatever fruit that you have at home.
Okay,
you can even use all dried fruit if you want. Yeah. Just remember that with dried fruit, they obviously have more sugar in them than fresh fruit.
All right.
So it might be, you know, just like a little bit too sweet.
Is this something that I can do for you?
Yes. So while this is going to cook, all we want is we want those. We want the fruit to kind of like soften, but not completely disintegrate. So you can see here we've already got some made.
Magic of tea. Love it.
What I want you to do is to actually take some of our Clover Authenticos plain yogurt. And
I feel like you have to like say it with a style, like Authenticos, and then throw a plate down to the ground. I just feel like it's got that thing. So are we adding it to...
Yeah, so we're going to add it to our little jar over there. You're going to put some yogurt first.
Okay, yogurt first, which is quite important.
Yeah.
You want to be as neat as possible because you want to get that layering, don't you?
Exactly. You want to see all the different colors.
Okay.
And then so when you put your spoon in and you take it out, you'll get like all the little, you know, all the different layers.
What do you think that for layer 1?
I think that looks good.
Perfect.
Because we're going to repeat the layers. So then we're going to go in with our stewed fruit.
Okay, great. So stewed fruit is going in.
Yeah, stewed fruit next.
Once again, I want to make it sexy for you. I want to make sure that it's amazing. If you're going to impress your hubby with this one, I want to make sure it's neat and tidy. So we'll do the necessary over there. Oh, yes. And it's smelling good because of the aromatics that you added in here a little bit. So if you didn't miss out on any of the steps and you just stepped in, you're like, what are they doing in that jar? Well, expressoshow.com, we got the recipe for you. And then what's next?
And then lastly, the granola.
Granola.
Yeah. So then once you've done the 3 layers, then you would just repeat. And then do the yogurt again, the stewed fruit, and then the granola. And then we're just going to top it with some mint. Well, once you've finished all the 3 layers.
Okay.
And then we're just going to put some mint on top.
Fast layering coming up. I want to make sure this is complete by the time you want to present, chef. I'm ready for you, chef. And also, this is just something like, this is a crowd pleaser, isn't it?
Yeah. Completely, and it's so easy to make because you can make the stewed fruit, before the time.
Yeah.
And you can just take your yogurt out of the fridge. You can actually make these and keep them in the fridge the night before. So you don't have to do any assembly, and it looks very impressive. Thank you. I think if you gave this to somebody, they would be really happy.
That's what I made there, Chef, with Chef Alarm. That is our beautiful, beautiful breakfast. It's going to be your favorite very soon. As mentioned, Chef Alarm, you've been absolutely exquisite. ExpressoShow.com. Grab the recipe and start layering your way to the ultimate breakfast right here on Expresso. Beautiful. I'm going to smell this again. You think that? Oh, it's aromatics. You're the best. My hungry husband. I'm my hungry other husband. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.